Hi there, my name is Alex, and I live in a town called Bookerton. Bookerton has a great community of readers and companions called curiosos. Have you ever seen one before? They're magical creatures that love to read and help their friends. As we read more and more together, they start to look different, and I can customize them however I want. One thing we all love to do in Bookerton is read together and to each other. So I wanted to read a book to you today. And as we read, I'll ask you a few questions along the way. The book we're about to read is this author's twist on some traditional fairy tales. So before we dive in, let's review what a fairy tale is. There are a few things that typically make up a good fairy tale. First, the story usually starts with the words, "Once upon a time." It typically includes royal characters like kings and queens, and characters who have magical powers. The story usually involves a struggle between good and evil. And there's always a happy ending. Now that we know what a fairy tale is, can you think of any you've heard before? Some of my favorites are Little Red Riding Hood and The Three Little Pigs and the Big Bad Wolf. The fairy tale we're about to read is one I bet you've never ever read before. This story is called The Busy Wolf. It's written by Kristen Marciniak and illustrated by Carrie Ann Koski Hutchinson. What happens to fairy tale characters when the covers are closed? Here's what happened to the big bad wolf. Wolf wasn't really bad, he was just busy. And that was a big problem. The trouble started at Grandma's house. "What big teeth you have," Little Red said. "Beep, beep." Wolf looked at his watch. "Time to go," he said. Why did Wolf look at his watch? Is it because he forgot he was wearing it? He was learning to tell time, or the alarm went off. That's right, the alarm went off. We know the alarm went off because we hear the beep beep, and then the wolf looks at his watch and says, "Time to go." "Not again," said Red. "I'm sorry," said Wolf. Wolf hurried across town. He huffed, he puffed. He stopped at a brick house. 3 little pigs stood by it. "You're late again," said Pig 1. "We had to start our story without you," said Pig 2. "I'm sorry," said Wolf. Beep, beep. What will Wolf most likely do next? Leave the pigs? Read the pigs a story? Or stop at the brick house? That's right. He'll probably leave the pigs. How do we know? Well, we know he's already behind schedule because Pig 1 says, "You're late again," and Pig 2 says, "We had to start our story without you." Then we hear the beep beep of his watch alarm, which tells us he has to go. Wolf looked at his watch. "Time to go," he said. "I must chase a boy named Peter now." Let's pause for a moment. It says, "Time to go," he said. "I must chase a boy named Peter now." Who is the he in this sentence? That's right, it's Wolf. Let's read it again. Wolf looked at his watch. "Time to go," Wolf said. "I must chase a boy named Peter now." Little Red rode up on her bike. "We need to fix this," she said. "There's just too much to do," Wolf said. "You need your own story," said Red. "What about you?" Wolf asked his friends. "And your stories?" "We will be fine," said Pig 3. "We don't need to be scared all the time," said Little Red. So Wolf got his own story. You just read it. I hope you enjoyed this story. I love reading new twists on classic stories. Why don't you try making your own? I'd love to hear about it next time you're in Bookerton. So long for now.